In today's Polkadot Eco update video, we've got some interesting news, some things that have happened which have caused a price pop for PCX, which is the coin of ChainX. We'll talk about that a bit later, but first we're gonna kick it off with Stafi and the latest updates we've got from them, because we haven't covered Stafi in quite some time. And as you know, on this channel I like to cover the Polkadot Eco updates for most of the tokens and coins on the Polkadot ecosystem. Even the newer ones, right? Maybe I have not reviewed them, and if I haven't reviewed them, I'd normally just like quickly talk about them. I wouldn't go in depth, I wouldn't like follow them. But if I have reviewed them and I'm interested in that specific token or project or whatever, then I would usually do an update video. So let's talk about Stafi and see what's going on. What have they been up to? We can see it's trading at $3.84, up 22% in the last 24 hours. The market overall is doing pretty good today, considering that tomorrow is going to be Sunday, and Sundays are normally bloody, but it could just be one of those Sundays where it's actually going to be green, because we do get those now and again, especially after such a pullback. So let's see what our hobby up to. So actually on the 30th of April, they've posted that Hotbit Korea will list the FIS token on May 3rd. Okay, so that's going to cause a bit of a price pop, but not too much, just because FIS is already on Binance. And once a token is listed on Binance, then it kind of gets to its peak. It might do better if it gets listed on exchanges like Kraken or Coinbase. But although we have seen ADA from Cardano get listed on Coinbase and it didn't do too much, right? It just shows you it's not a big deal anymore with Coinbase. I think the big deal is really with Binance. If something gets listed on Binance, that's when we see the big price pop. But nevertheless, it's good to see the Stafi team actually working on token listings. I sure hope other projects will be doing something similar. And maybe we'll be seeing more projects doing that within the Polkadot ecosystem. Also, there's a tutorial here if you're interested to find out how the OR token works. I have actually done a tutorial myself on Stafi and showing you how you can use their dApp in order to generate these OR tokens, but a lot of them are not actually functioning at the moment. They've gone live with one of them though, so we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's actually see here. So this was actually on the 27th of April. That's when they went live with rDOT. So rDOT is the one which is gone live, and we'll actually talk about the article, because this article is very interesting. You'll also learn more about how the liquidity works and how the staking derivative functionality works, because we are interested to learn more, right? At the end of the day, it's all about how the Polkadot ecosystem is going to work. Because that's why we like it so much, and that's why we're following it, and that's why we support it. So let's have a look at this article and have a quick read here. It's not a very long article, but I do want to read it and kind of talk about it as I read through. So after team testing, third-party technical consultant testing, and Certic audit, the Stafi team have launched the rDOT app on the mainnet, a solution to unlock the liquidity of Polkadot staking. Now, DOT holders could stake DOT tokens through the rDOT app. Not only can they obtain the maximized staking rewards, but also the rDOT tokens they get as the staking voucher, which can be freely transferred and traded on DEXs. So that's interesting here, because we know that right now, and again, I don't know why they call them DOT tokens. Okay, maybe the rDOT is going to be a token, but DOT is definitely a coin, right? DOT is the parent, DOT is the king. But anyway, it is what it is, right? rDOT is going to be a token, DOT is a coin, and stakers can fully enjoy the real decentralized liquidity staking. Now, you can find out more information on the rDOT solution by looking at the docs, but let's talk about what it's all about, right? So rDOT introduction. Stafi rDOT app is a decentralized DeFi product that unlocks the liquidity of the Polkadot token DOT staking. rDOT token is a staking derivative of DOT issued by Stafi. When users stake DOT through the Stafi rDOT app, rDOT tokens are anchored to the stake DOT and the corresponding staking reward, and they bring the flexibility to trade at any time while still receiving staking rewards. So that's huge right here, right? Because right now the issue is that we're actually locking up our DOT for 28 days and we're generating staking rewards, but those staking rewards are not that high, right? What is it, like 13-14%? So yeah, not really that high unless you're holding massive bags of DOT, unless you're in DOT since the early days, since we first heard of DOT, since it started listing on Binance, right? At like $2.80. So unless you're in it that early and you hold large bags, you're not really taking advantage, or not really benefiting, I should say, from those staking rewards that much, because they're not that big really, right? Most people don't hold large bags. So that's the beauty of Stafi, and that's why I've been following Stafi for quite some time now. I don't hold any FIS, unfortunately. I do feel like it's kind of gone now, even though the market cap is still relatively okay. I do feel like once it's on Binance, it kind of reaches its peak, in my opinion. But again, once everything comes together, it could potentially go higher. I'm not going to say no, but there are just too many other tokens out there that I support, which I think have bigger potential, that also do well and have much lower market cap. Keton, for example, right? I'm a big fan of Keton. So yeah, just to continue on here, so with or.app, DOT stakers could enjoy efficient liquidity and maximize staking rewards at the same time. So why use or.dot to stake DOT? Well, the or.app can help DOT stakers to solve the following two problems. One, there will be no need to wait for a long 28-day unbonding period to transfer or trade stake DOT assets, and or.app users can transfer and trade the staking voucher or DOT token at any time on Uniswap to enjoy liquidity and hedge price risks. There's no need to learn the complicated NPOS consensus mechanism of Polkadot and staking reward calculation rules anymore. With or.app, users only need a few simple steps to deposit DOT into the or.dot contract, which will automatically select the best validator by executing the staking rewards maximization strategy algorithm. So the staking reward maximization strategy, what's that? Well, now the estimated staking APY of DOT staking on or.app is around 14.9% by leveraging the SRMS algorithm. Okay, and there's the diversified delegation. So the DOT tokens deposited by the user will be distributed to several mini staking pools. Parameter n will be set based on the scale of the total deposited funds. Each mini staking pool will then select several best validators by executing the SRMS algorithm so as to reduce the slashing occurrence probability from a single node. And two, strictly select the original validator candidate. So in Stafi or .SRMS algorithm, it is very important to select the professional and high quality validators to join as the original validators, and ask them to set a reasonably low commission rate to provide higher APY for stakers. The or.app will monitor and evaluate the performance data of the original validator candidates from the metrics including active rate, slashing record, self-bonding ratio, node identity, commission ratio, to ensure that excellent validators with relatively low commission are selected. So it just shows you the complexity of DeFi now and how far it's actually gone. It's amazing. You can actually select which validator you should possibly use to maximize your return and reduce slashing. Is just amazing, right? How they've progressed so much in the last couple of months, in fact, or even in the last year. Now, so original validators delegation rules. Now, since Polkadot adopts the NPOS consensus mechanism, the staking income obtained by each elected node is the same in absolute amount. If two nodes are elected and one with more staked DOT, then stakers will get more rewards if they stake the other node with less staked DOT. So therefore, each mini staking contract pool will follow the staking logic, rank all OVs by the number of staked DOT they obtained from low to high every 1 year, which is 24 hours, and the top N OVs will be selected for nomination. Note the above mentioned parameters M and N are all flexible. So again, this is something that you can change. But let's talk about this bit here, right? The commission and fee. So the relevant commission and fee parameter in or.app are the following: stake DOT. There's no commission but a service fee called a relay fee. The relay fee is paid in Stafi mainnet FIS token. So here's the use case of Stafi's FIS, right? You could see here it will be needed, and not only for or.dot but also for other or tokens we will need FIS. So that's why FIS is doing so well price wise. So 1.5 FIS for now, which is not too much if you think about it. Depends how you look at it, right? It is a fee. Compared to Ethereum it's much less. So, and for the related gas fee cost from the cross-chain bridges contract interaction between Stafi and Polkadot. And two, unbounded DOT. So users need to pay a 0.2% redemption fee based on how much or.dot tokens they want to unbond, and 3 FIS for the relay fee. So once again, they're making FIS a utility here, trying to get people to buy FIS in order to take advantage of this functionality within the DeFi platform. And the staking reward commission. So 10% of your net staking reward, which is from your total staking reward minus the validator commission. And then the details, of course, if you're interested to learn more, and have already this article. So yeah, 10% of your net staking reward. Okay, that's the commission. Now, it's the same with ChainX, for example. You do pay that 10% staking reward commission at the end of the day if you're staking with a candidate node or with a validator. So it's not something new. It's something that's already happening at the moment. Now, the circulation of rDOT tokens. So rDOT tokens can be freely transferred and traded. So after the final release of our asset app, users can swap rDOT tokens into ERC20 format at a 1-to-1 ratio through swapping function in our asset at any time, and then freely traded on Uniswap. So they're going to make this tradable on Uniswap. They're going to be adding liquidity to rDOT. So just so you know, again, the rDOT app is this one here, app.stafi.io/rDOT/type. There's also a guide if you want to follow that, and then they're just basically overviewing, giving us a summary here of Stafi protocol, which you already know. But nevertheless, it's great to see that there's now an option to actually take advantage of rDOT while you're staking, right? You're getting the staking rewards and you're also using rDOT freely. So that's really good to see. I'm happy to see that. Obviously, it is part of a DeFi platform, but it's good to see that we've got these staking tokens getting generated. And again, rDOT is just the beginning. There will be more added, so that's great. Let's talk about ChainX here. Actually, ChainX had quite a pop this morning. I was really surprised. It came all the way down from $9. It was even trading below that yesterday. It went to like $8.60 or so, if I'm not mistaken, on KuCoin. I can't remember on MXC, but it went all the way up to almost 14. It actually popped above $14 on MXC and $13.90 something on KuCoin. So it was amazing. And the reason being is pretty much FOMO, right? Basically what happened here is that the ChainX team have posted on WeChat, which is the Chinese social media app. They've posted an update of XBTC 2.0, something that they're going to be working on. And the price, of course, popped because people FOMO'd in, and I'm going to be talking about why this actually happened. But as you can see, we've got quite a pullback here. So a lot of people have been waiting to sell this pop, right? People have been accumulating at these levels. $9, even less than $9. I mean, of course, these guys are going to be selling like crazy considering the gain that they've got. The gain was pretty big, right? So I don't suspect that the price is going to hold too much. I'm not trying to be negative here, but it's the reality. I just don't see it hold so much just because they're actually going to start doing this development. Like, it's not that they're completed with this development and that Binance are going to announce it or anything and make everyone happy. No, we have to be realistic here. I do think we could potentially see a pullback to possibly under $11, maybe even the $10 range, $10.50 range. It's definitely going to stay higher than $9, I think. I just don't see us going back to $9 so quickly with this buying pressure that we had, unless a lot of people have a lot of selling to do. Because if they do, then it doesn't matter. We're still going to drop below if they've been waiting patiently for this kind of pop and now they're going to take advantage to sell, because there are people that are just not patient enough, right? It is what it is. This is the reality. And let's talk about the reason. So it's to do with BSC DOT. Okay, we've got this GitHub page here from the Binance hackathon, which happened 2 months ago. So again, not something new. This is just something that ChainX pretty much updated in their documentation, and then they posted it on WeChat. They pinned the message. Everyone started to go get hyped up, even in the Telegram group, and hence the buying pressure, right? They think that PCX is going to get listed on Binance, right? And it could. I'm not saying it won't, but I just don't see it happening right now. I just don't think that this is the case. This is something that has been worked on for 2 months. It's still in development, and here we're going to talk about it. So BSC DOT, this is the project, right? It's a cross-chain project on Chainbridge developed by the ChainX team in order to achieve a two-way cross-chain. Chainbridge needs to deploy a pallet on the substrate chain that is equivalent to the smart contract in the Ethereum virtual machine, so it cannot be deployed on Polkadot. The team has improved this through BSC DOT. Can be passed without the pallet. The multi-signature module realizes a completely decentralized token transfer across Polkadot, transferring DOT on Polkadot to Binance Smart Chain, and it can also be applied to Kusama, ChainX, and other networks that have huge value but cannot deploy pallets on their own. So again, it is good news. I'm not saying it's not good news. It's definitely good news. I just don't see it happening right now. I just don't think that the team's first priority is to develop this. This has been something that has been part of the hackathon, as you well seen here. 2 months ago was when we last updated. And again, it is very good news. Don't get me wrong. I think this is great for ChainX. I just don't think that it explains the reason for the pop, right? The reason for the pop was pure FOMO, and every time there's FOMO, those people end up getting wrecked in the short term because they may even panic, right? If they see the price getting dumped, because obviously stakers are going to dump, right? Especially those large stakers. We've seen some of them voting for the proposal, some holding over 200,000 PCX, which actually was pretty scary in my opinion, because you could just imagine the dumping that can occur when they accumulate their staking rewards, which is like 200 PCX per day, right? Humongous, right? Just think of the selling pressure there. They could stake for 10 days, they'll get 2,000 PCX, and just by market dumping that, they'll actually cause the price to dump over $1. Because of the lack of liquidity, because so many people are staking, more than 75% are staking as per Subscan. So yeah, great news from ChainX, but again, I don't think that this is the real reason for a pump, right? It is a short-term pump. It was FOMO in my opinion, and I do think it's great to see the price do well, but I just don't think it can last, and it's just something to make you aware of. I don't want to cause FOMO or more FOMO. I want to be realistic here. This is the situation with ChainX, but again, nevertheless, the latest news we've got from them is Manta Network working with ChainX together to integrate Manta Network's plug-and-play privacy protocol with ChainX. I've actually done a dedicated review of Manta Network quite a while ago, so have a look at that. It should pop up on the top right-hand corner of the screen if you're watching this on YouTube to find out what it's all about. But again, just to remind you here, BSC DOT is not actually going to use PCX, so there's no utility for PCX in this tool. So again, just to remind you, this was one of the reasons for the fake FOMO in my opinion, and unless Binance surprisingly say, okay, we're going to list PCX, then I just don't see the reason for this FOMO, and I do think it could potentially die out. We have to be realistic here, and if you FOMO in, you could get hurt, because at the end of the day, it's your hard-earned money. You may be thinking, okay, I'm a long-term hodler, which is fine, but when you see the price take this pullback again from the $13 range, assuming you bought around that, and then you see it go back to the 10.50 range or maybe even below 11, even if it holds at this price, you'll still be quite hurt if you don't see it go back up anytime soon, right? Because you'll be thinking, what the heck did I just do? I bought the top and now, you know, I'm being dumped on. So you may end up panic selling. Actually, people do that, right? So yeah, it is what it is. I do hope that things go well. Of course, we are seeing updates from ChainX. I don't really like how their marketing is, unfortunately. Maybe you don't either, right? A lot of people don't, but they've been posting a lot about coming. They've obviously got this partnership with them, and now Manta Network. So there will be more updates. I just don't see them very active on Twitter, right? It's just part of their nature. And unfortunately, they're not collaborating with other Polkadot Eco projects, which is one con in my opinion as well, which I'm a bit disappointed with. I sure would like to see them communicate more with the Polkadot, right? With Darwinia, with Akala Network, with Plasm, with Moonbeam. There are just so many that they could talk to. Why are they not talking? Why are they hiding in the corner, right? That's my con, or the thing that I don't agree with when it comes to ChainX. But okay, fingers crossed. Let's see how they do. And that's it from today's video. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like if you enjoyed it, or dislike if you don't, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.